Welcome to the Ultimate Fantasy Locker Room, starring Rocky DiStefano, Phil Pasquale, Delano Williams, and Mark Mullen, with featured guest former NFL pro Antone Davis. Fantasy football, real results.
What's up, everyone, and welcome to the Ultimate Fantasy Locker Room. I am your host, Delano Williams, and we are here back at it again.
Yeah, we got some new tricks up our sleeves. So
yeah, we went on a little hiatus.
Yeah, 1 week, and we'll see if we came back and actually any of this works.
Get any better?
Yeah,
making it official.
Yeah. Well, I often say what the world needs is more angles of me, and so now we have a couple camera angles. Yeah. Yeah. I can't help but notice how attractive Mark looks. Mark, you've never looked better.
Not only does he look better, but he has a lot less weight on him.
He's lost some weight. He's a low carb Mark.
I think that's about 15 in total.
Yeah. So, Mark is succumbed, right? He's sick this week. So
Eventually, it gets us all.
It does.
But I think you're ranking. You're in the high ranks.
Yeah, I'm impenetrable.
Can we talk about Mark for a second?
Yeah, let's talk about Mark.
What's really going on?
What's really going on with Mark?
I think he's getting his body done.
Okay.
I think maybe a little, tummy tuck.
I think it'd be a lot more than a little. But
nose job, maybe.
Where's he at? You said DR?
DR, yeah.
Oh, that's they do a little cheaper there, but you get some good work done.
Honestly, I heard he's getting ass implants.
Oh,
wow.
It's a little bit. Well,
that makes sense.
It's a little flat.
That's why he hasn't used the Peloton.
Oh, he did just get a Peloton. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he joined me in Peloton, but he hasn't used it yet.
That's nice.
So, yeah.
Hey, Mark, what are you waiting on? What are you waiting on?
Mark.
I feel like if we lose this challenge, it's going to be because of Mark.
Mark, yeah. Well, not only that, this is not fair. This is not Mark, because I've never seen Mark this silent.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Actually,
he would have been throwing a stat about ass implants or PFF grade of his doctor.
Right.
The DR or something.
Right.
Something. So
actually,
this doctor.
I'm
trying to come up with a stat like
better.
a yak, but I can't come up with anything for
an
plastic surgery.
Yeah.
So you guys just don't realize that he holds grudges.
That's all right.
You might know
I don't
that.
really care.
Yeah.
But he holds grudges, and he'll hold it. So
Listen,
he'll
Mark,
go back and watch this.
One day you got to grow up and get on the Peloton.
I'm not even trying to.
But let's talk about, because you mentioned metamorphosis of Mark, but let's talk about the Harry Styles weight loss challenge.
Let's talk about it.
Did you guys see him on the Grammy?
No.
On the Grammys?
No. How's he looking? Is he still holding?
He's skinny. You had a nice all leather outfit.
You liked it?
Skin tight?
You were into it a little bit.
He sang Watermelon Sugar, which is a good song.
Yeah.
I just asked somebody what that song is about.
I don't know what that's
What do you think it's about?
Well, I didn't know.
It's about what it.
I just found out
what
what
every
that
song's
show.
about.
So what was he wearing? What's
Like
your
a black leather
fashion report
he had
for
a
the week?
black leather outfit and then a boa. Boa.
Like a real boa?
No, like a scarf.
Maybe that's why
feather
Mark
scarf.
stayed home.
Yeah. So how are we doing on the challenge? Because you made a good point. If we lose, I'm blaming Mark.
Yeah, it's Mark.
Well, first of all, King dropped out.
Oh no! What? He couldn't hold true to the.
Gabby is missing in action on
Me
the
and
weight
King were
loss
arguing
challenge
today. I think you might block me.
Yeah.
Did you? Was it good? It was a good one?
No, it was just a little back and forth. Nothing crazy.
I don't think I'm in that thread.
Can we get some of that Michelob Ultra Pure Gold Organic Light Lager?
Oh man,
Can you open
Superior
it?
Light.
Is it a twist off or is it a?
I don't know.
It's Superior.
Never had
Light.
it. It is Superior.
I don't know.
We got this because we're just trying to watch the figure.
No,
That's twist off.
Oh, you're staying true.
Oh, no.
Even if this is
Yeah, no.
2.5
I'm doing it for the
carbs,
show.
2.5
I didn't want to
carbs.
get beer.
I can put it in front of me, open the lid, and throw it away like.
Let's save it. I'll give it to the homeless kids.
The homeless kids.
Wow.
He said the homeless kids.
I don't mean kids.
He's up to
Just because it's two carbs
everybody, it's a
doesn't mean
joke.
that it's.
We're joking.
You know what I mean? What does it say? It actually says a 1.4 the alcohol.
Well, let me just tell you, I lost last 2 weeks. I lost 6.8 pounds one week, 4.8 the next. Every day, my cousin and I were sending each other snapshots of what we track everything.
And pictures of like,
What else?
No, we track everything. How much we work out, how much what we eat, and we're sending it to each other, starting every day, ending every day.
That's not bad.
So I'm feeling like I'm getting a little bit of traction now in the weight loss.
That's good.
How
much? How much head? How much is from the body? The weight loss.
I mean, I'm mostly cock, so.
oh, that's a good stat.
They say the loudest guy in the room is usually the most afraid. So,
I mean, we can compare after. If you want,
we put them on the table anyway.
You started that because you said it before.
I lost 4, so I'm at 240.
I'm not even
I
in
lost
this.
4 pounds this week. I mean, I've been super strict regimen with food, weighing, calories, everything, and it's we're like 5 days, 4 pounds, but I have a lot to lose. So
I mean, listen, my cousin's losing weight like crazy.
yeah.
So it's discouraging because he's like, hey, I lost 100 pounds. I'm like,
How's your clothes fitting?
Oh yeah, that's what I was telling him before the show. Like, I'm in that weird place where like my XL stuff is now like getting baggy.
XL or 2XL?
No, XL.
Oh,
I'm
man.
short, Rocky. And then my large is like too tight still.
Yeah.
Where like I feel like I could get into the large and I put it on and it's kind of like a big sausage and a tight casing.
Yeah, you
get
feel
what I'm
like you
saying?
lose all this weight.
Sounds
and you
about
try
right.
on a pair of pants and you're like,
It's not good. It's humbling.
I can close these, but things are pushing out that shouldn't push
You get
out.
humbled really quick.
Yeah. It's
I
bad.
can relate to that, Rocky.
No, it's bad. I mean, you got to lay down to put a pair of jeans on. It's too tight,
Yeah.
But you feel like I've lost so much
No, I
weight.
feel better. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The XL stuff is like a little bit, it's looser now.
Yeah.
So that's nice. It's progression, but you just get ahead of yourself and think you could throw on the T-shirt from 2 years ago.
Yeah, but sometimes you like to keep it tight.
You want
You know what I'm saying? Keeping it
No,
tight is,
no, I like it tight. I'm
Something
just saying, but
something I've never said.
sometimes a little too tight, where it's
You
like
would
a little
never
bit.
say that?
It's not.
Or you like to loosen it up a little bit.
I don't like even when I'm thin,
Yeah.
I don't want tight stuff.
So you still? How long have you been thin?
Interesting.
What do you mean?
Saying when you're thin.
When I lost.
Is this thin for you?
Oh no, not at all. Like thin to me is back to my freshman high school
Ooh.
weight.
So if it's too tight, it's too much work. You're saying to get into. You
It's
rather
just
have
that it's
it.
just not comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like even when I was in the best shape of my life, had the guns, I like loose stuff.
I get it.
Oh,
That's
that
strange
makes
because
sense.
I'd argue that I like.
Tight.
It's more comfortable when it's tight.
Yeah, but loose things are easier to get in.
They are, but when they're tighter, it feels better to me.
Of course. Well,
Yeah.
duh.
But the tight, like you eat you eat a lima bean, it's showing. You know what I'm saying?
It's true.
Yeah.
But I don't have a lima bean, so
Yeah.
Well, we'll see later when we throw them on the table.
Cheers.
so
What are we going to
we
do
going to
today?
talk about football or
Yeah. So here's what we're going to talk about
Clothing.
tonight.
Clothing.
Harry Styles?
I'm at.
Did you lose any weight, by the way?
Oh, y'all wanted to throw it
Yeah,
over
we
here
forgot
to the
about
guy
that. We forgot about
Yeah,
that.
I mean, I can see.
He didn't say anything, so I
thin,
figured.
thin enough to be missed,
Yeah.
Thin
No,
enough to be
you're the
missed.
thinnest in the room
Yeah.
next to Mark.
Here's the thing,
low-carb
guys.
Mark.
Just because a person's thin doesn't mean they are the healthiest.
No,
No, that's true.
You know,
That's
so
true.
I want to say that I'm probably not the healthiest. I
But
do
you're
my
thin.
best.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But doesn't mean that I'm any, healthier than you guys because I'm not.
Health
Well,
is
I mean,
different. It's
We want to know if you lost any weight though, because we keep it track.
Whether I lost weight or not is neither here nor there.
Well, it is a little
It's
bit here.
everywhere.
It's a little here.
All
Yeah,
right.
he's not
Okay.
gonna
Well,
tell.
listen, I lost a lot of. What do you want to say? It's.
I'm losing a lot of time right now because
Water
Can I
weight?
just? No. I lost a lot of space.
Okay.
Well, you owe us 15 pounds. Listen, you owe us 15 pounds, and we're going to need it because I'm starting to get. Listen, I'm worried enough about
Wait.
this weight loss challenge.
Yeah.
That
I
I-
feel like you guys want to sing the song.
No, I don't.
Well, maybe not you.
No, hold on.
I think he
Mark
does,
definitely
'cause
wants
he's
to
good.
sing the song.
no.
He
that's-
can actually sing. I
no, no.
actually Googled voice lessons the other night.
Come on, Rocky.
What I'm
I was a little bit afraid.
What I'm saying is, don't calculate. Don't add more to me just because, like, guys, I miscalculated on how much I want to lose.
No.
So that's why I was like, hey, can I get an edit? Let me revise.
Well,
this.
did he say 15 pounds?
No, why don't you gain weight
and
then lose
work.
15?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we'll give him that free pass.
Pretty smart.
Because
That's
we
actually the
need
way to
that
go.
weight loss. We need 15 pounds
And then
in
it
this
can add.
choker.
You know what? I think you're on to something.
Otherwise, we're in trouble.
But is it, I mean,
yeah, I'll count it.
Bring
on the
on
up and up, all right?
Bring on the Tostitos.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
I
Those are
literally
chips.
did the
Those
other
are
night.
chips.
Tostinos.
Tostitos are the chips.
Totinos.
Totinos
Yeah,
are.
you can tell I don't eat those.
Yeah.
You're missing out.
Missing out.
Wait, you are missing out. All right,
Right now, my
I'm
stomach's
like,
rumbling.
Totinos.
I've had nothing but like I had a shake this morning, an Atkins shake, and that's it.
oh, you're back to the Atkins. Jeez, what are you, like my mother in 95.
It's a throwback. It
You got
works.
You got a low carb bar in
It
your pocket?
works. I don't. I wish I did because I'd eat the hell out of that mother. So, okay. So today we're going to be talking about free agencies.
Free agency frenzy.
Yeah.
Oh,
and there honestly has been a lot signed, but a lot that haven't been signed
Yep.
too.
Yeah.
So each one of us is going to pick 2 or 3 players.
And it's only because they're playing hardball.
I think so, and I think
There's a
that
good bit of them playing hardball.
the best part of the free agency is after the first 2 or 3 or 4 at each position got signed, because I think the best teams find value at that point. So, like today, the Browns signed JoJo Natson. Nobody's ever heard of the guy. Nobody cares, but I care because this is where good teams get better. They find the depth. So he's probably the 5th receiver on their team, but he's a threat every time he touches the ball on a kick return to score, and he's a guy who can turn a 5-yard pass into 30 yards when a team's not expecting. So good teams get better 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th day of free agency. So each one of us is going to take 2 or 3 players and talk about it, and who wants to go first?
Well, I guess I'll start off the
looking at
party.
you.
I mean, and
Kick
we
it
could,
off.
we'll,
Kick it
we'll
off, will you?
one of my favorite guys in the NFL, Ryan Fitzpatrick. We got a couple quarterbacks already in the stable there, but
It's magic.
I almost want to call him a character, but he's not a character. He's him.
he's kind of like a character.
He is, but he's him. Like he's so much of a character. Like I don't.
He's a
even
guy
know.
you like to root for. I like rooting for.
Yeah.
He's
Yep.
a,
He just seems like a guy I'd like to go out and grab a beer with.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
a cool guy.
Like he's a cool guy.
Down earth Harvard guy. Yeah, totally. But
What about?
man, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say, I think that the Redskins. Oh man, excuse me, don't cancel me. I think the football team.
Oh, yeah, you're done.
Well,
you know what? That's probably why
done.
King stopped talking to you.
That is,
Yeah.
well, he's gonna murder me now. Hopefully, it won't be. Anyway, Fitzpatrick. I think bringing him in along with Curtis Samuel, who you're going to talk about later. My hot take is that there'll be a top 7 offense this year, and the reason I say that is because although Ron Rivera is known for ground and pound, when in those early years when Cam had weapons, they aired the ball out and they went downfield. You got a stable of guys now. You got Joshua Kelly, you got Gibson, you got the tight end. I forget his name. He was a stud last year.
Oh yeah.
Now you got 2
Logan
guys on the
Thomas.
ends.
The weapons are there.
I mean, they're loaded, and you got a guy like Fitzpatrick who's not afraid to throw the ball down
Yep.
the field.
No.
He'll throw his fair share of picks, but he will throw touchdowns, and he's not going to be afraid to let his guys make plays. So I think it's a big boost for everybody on the offense.
Yeah, Fitzmagic, again, one of my favorite players. He's a guy who's had almost 4,000 yards with 3 separate teams.
Yeah.
I think the Dolphins last year make the playoffs if they hadn't have benched
Oh, for sure.
Fitzmagic. He's a competent, solid. You know what I think he is? He's what Tyrod Taylor wants to be. The hired gun that can come in and actually make something happen, but he never does. But Fitz does.
Fitz is interesting to me only because I think he is a quarterback.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is, like, you look at someone like Tom Brady, he does throw his fair share, but he's kind of in an elite range. You guys wouldn't put Fitzmagic in an elite category, would you? No. But guess what? The guy comes in and he can get it done. And you can almost put him, I mean, that's a great journeyman. Is there any better
He's the
quarterback
best, probably
journeyman
the
that there
best.
is?
8 teams.
Let's be honest with
8
you. Let's
teams.
think about
I'd
that.
say he's probably one
He is an elite journeyman.
Probably top 3 journeyman quarterback of all time.
For sure.
Well, definitely.
110%.
Well, and he's a guy that, like, if Baker Mayfield were to go out and I'm looking at the bench, I wouldn't feel that way if Brian was at the bench.
I mean,
you know who he is? He is that substitute teacher that comes in.
And you like him better
and
than
you like him better than
he shows the movies.
That's who Fitzmagic is 110%.
Well, last year, he threw for an limited time, a little bit over 2,000. 13-8. And if you extrapolate that out, if he gives you 26 and 16 with that defense in that division, right? And we're Giants fans, but in that division, you could win the division with that.
And here's the thing. They were already winning by default. They weren't even, there was one year they came and took it. You put someone like this, and like you said, this is a horrible thing for the Giants, making the moves like that. And they are loading.
It does hurt.
They are loading this team up.
Yeah, we were talking about that today where I feel like Dallas is much improved just because Dak is healthy. Yes. I think that the Washington football team, I like their moves in the offseason.
I like them too, yeah.
Like where do you see, like had the Giants, they've gotten better.
I think we need to we got to see what happens in the draft. Yeah. We need a playmaker. So whether it's Galladay and then and you go get another one in the first round, but you got to come out of this draft with one of those top. I mean, there's about 7 wide receivers that could go in the first round this year.
Where do you guys pick?
I think we're 11, but I could be wrong.
Well, so 11 it's feasible. You're going to walk away with one.
I
want
top
Chase.
2 receivers. I want the LSU guy Chase.
Well, they're saying that Miami is actually going to pick up Chase with.
Well, then Waddle might pick. I mean, I wouldn't mind Waddle either, but we'll see. But being that we're talking about, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so you're going to lead into Samuels.
I'm going to lead Samuels, but if you're talking about the NFC East, what I'd say is, I think clear and present right now. I think football team is probably the favorite to win. Mm-hmm. I think Dallas is better because of Dak, but their defense was atrocious, and I think the Giants' defense, if it stays the same, and they get a playmaker, I think they're neck and neck playing for a wild card, and they could challenge.
I think the Giants'
Washington.
Defense is for real last year, and I think they've actually done a few things to get better already. I like some of their offensive moves we've talked about. I don't like
don't like the Rudolph one.
I don't like Rudolph. I just don't know what he adds.
Yeah, we'll see.
He's protection, maybe.
That's what I think he is, and that's why I think they're probably going to give him $3 million this year out of that $16 million contract and cut him.
Well,
and then it's insurance because if my bad, go ahead.
No, you're good. I was just looking at, piggybacking off of what you're saying with the Giants. I think he puts them second from what it's looking like. But I don't know for neck and neck. I don't even put us there. I know. Well, understand.
I mean, at least you won't be last because you got.
Well,
the
that's
Eagles
why. That's exactly where I put us. I put us 3. I don't think we move. We're stagnant right now. And these next couple picks and what we're gonna do in this offseason is really gonna show where we're gonna go because you see it moves like what just happened with the Washington football team. Like they're making moves to really take second. You look at the Eagles. We can put them right now. As of now, they have no moves made. That is going to make them anything greater than third.
No, not
so they're right now, they're fourth. The Giants were right there 3. Depending on the moves we make right now, we look at Dallas. They have it right now.
So let me ask you a question, though, because I think that I like the Washington move. I agree. But are we saying Fitz is the starting quarterback? Or is it Tyler? Is he grooming Tyler Heineke?
Yeah, I think
Alex Smith is not in the team anymore, right?
I don't think you pull Fitz magic. You don't pull Fitz magic at this point in time, as the journeyman as he is. You don't pull Fitz magic to be a backup quarterback.
I mean, that's what he always thinks.
That's what we believe. It's what he's shown, and I think you can really trust him in those times where you needed to make it happen.
I'd like to see him go in this offense.
What I think is,
I say he starts. I think Fitzmagic starts.
There'll be a competition in camp. I mean, you got to remember Ron Rivera bought Kyle Allen over from Carolina.
Yeah.
They gave Heineke a contract, 2-year contract for whatever it's worth.
Yep.
So they see something there, and I think, like he said, I think Fitzpatrick will win out because Ron Rivera is an old school coach. They got a good defense. They got weapons. And I think he'll be the guy that can run the offense the best out of those 3 guys.
And we're going to talk about, because one of my guys I wanted to talk about was Curtis Samuels. I think this is a brilliant move for a lot of reasons.
Segue.
The reason I love it is it reunites old not roommates, but old teammates from the Ohio State University. Terry McLaurin and Samuels were there at about the same time. They kind of overlapped. Both of them kind of know each other, know how to play off each other. Samuels isn't somebody that demands the ball, but after the season he had last year, I think he's somebody that will take enough heat away from McLaurin to actually make him even better.
Yeah.
Last year, 77 receptions, 853 yards with 3 touchdowns, but he also ran at least 4 times in almost every single game. Had 200 yards rushing and an additional 2 touchdowns. I think he hurts in fantasy, Antonio Gibson. I know you're going to talk about that a little bit. But I love the way this offense is starting to form with Logan Thomas at tight end, who is a converted quarterback. So you can have a little bit of a wildcat thing going on. Good running back in Gibson. I think this is going to be some magic. And Fitz don't give a damn. He's throwing that ball. He's throwing the ball.
He's throwing the ball,
which I love. I love the guts.
There's a lot with that team that's gonna. You can see you mentioned in fantasy.
Yeah,
it's not gonna be a problem. I think we're gonna get the points. I think he's gonna be competing. I do believe.
Well, and Rivera knows Curtis Samuels from Carolina, so he knows what he's getting. You know, it just makes a lot of sense to me. So.
Curtis Samuel is going to be the ultimate flex player.
Flex. That's good. That's perfect.
We talked about this last year.
High-end flex guy. You know?
CMC has limited Samuel's ability to be that kind of player.
But they're going to get in the ball all types of ways. So, I mean, they're going to give him handoffs, reverses.
Well, who was the receiver? Not the receiver. The running back that caught all those passes last year for the football team, Washington.
Joshua Kelly? No, not Josh Kelly. I'm thinking the same.
Anyways,
LA.
You know what I'm talking about. He had one game where he had 15 targets. You give Samuels anywhere near, you give him 8 passes a game.
No.
At the running back or at the slot, this guy is going to be magic. So I think it's interesting. I think it was a good pickup.
Really good picture. Let's go
Mark,
into,
what do you think?
Mark.
Well, Mark,
Mark's on the Peloton.
That's crazy. That's the shortest Mark has actually ever spoken right there.
I can hear him huffing on the Peloton right now. I think he's on right now.
He's huffing looking at the Peloton.
Let's talk about my pick. We're going to go into someone that I actually used to like. You know what? I won't say used to. I'll say I like.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. He's just been disappointing me lately. Wow. AJ Green. Let's talk about AJ Green. Where he's at right now in his career is rough. We could say he's in a rough. Actually, 2020 is his worst season.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
If we go back 1 year before, 2019, it was showing a glimpse of what his future season was going to look like as far as being with the Cincinnati, Bengals, and then having 694 about yards and then coming down and hitting about 500. It's like you're on a bad stretch. So what I'm going for is AJ Green is getting a brand new start.
Yeah.
Someone being a true player. I mean, how many of us would say we thought AJ Green would potentially retire in Cincinnati? You would almost give it to. You would think so. You would think so, right?
I didn't think so. I mean, usually wide receiver, it's tough for a wide receiver to retire with the same team.
Yeah, but AJ Green is exactly a wide receiver. I like players that'll stick with a team for, you know what I mean? And you're producing and you just become that. So here's what I'm going for.
Yeah, get there. Let's go.
He's got a fresh start here being signed with the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah, great quarterback.
Do you know how rejuvenating this is going to be for him? He's saying he has, quote unquote, a lot left in the tank.
Yeah.
This is what he's saying. With that, you're coming in with a new mind, a new outlook, and you have a player like, Kyle Murray.
Yeah.
You're sitting behind. Let's just hope that he's been the number one for a while. He can make a perfect number 2 behind Hopkins.
Yeah.
Right? This is going to be good for him. It might not be good for Hopkins because if he's going to play, I have an AJ Green next to a Hopkins, this can really make him. I would, let's sum it up. I'd look out for him fantasy this year. I would definitely.
I appreciate that take. I actually hope you're right. I do.
He can't go. I mean, can he go further? Can he go worse? Can it get worse?
That's the scary thing.
Could it get worse?
If this were 2017 and you're throwing AJ, first of all, aged Green.
Green.
Yeah. If you throw AJ Green and Hopkins, you got a video game.
Yeah.
But it's not.
It's not.
And really, if you look at like AJ Green's stats, he hasn't been AJ Green since 2017.
Correct.
So I want to believe it, but my issue with last year isn't that he didn't get the opportunity to be. He had 107 targets.
You're right.
And just didn't seem to be able to catch. So I like AJ Green a lot. I hope he rebounds. I do think he's going to be rejuvenated.
Well, it's different because you come in, and
it's a running different kind of quarterback.
Yeah. And we're looking at it like he could have came in and just been like, signed. But if his mentality is, I have a lot left in the tank, he's only going to come out to try to perform a 2017 year.
If he's anywhere close
and beyond,
it's a steal.
No, this is going to be great. So,
what is Fitzgerald still on the Cardinals?
Yes, he is.
I think he is.
So you got some old, because AJ's not that old. I mean, he's old. He's 32, but he's only been in the league.
Is it 33?
33.
33.
He's only been in the league 9 years.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me that he's looked that bad last year.
Well, he was coming off 2 years that were injury plagued. I mean,
if
they
you
didn't have
think
the
about
best quarterback
2011
either.
2011.
You don't think Burrows is a good quarterback?
Well, no, I'm saying last year, but last year, I mean, let's be honest, he was kind of behind Higgins and what's his name? I always forget his name. See, you do too.
You're making me forget now too.
He's the other Marvin Jones.
Troy,
not Troy.
Here's the thing. He's a great player. We can sum it up with AJ Green is a great player. He's getting over 1,000 yards every year. There's been 1 year that he didn't get 1,000 yards. It was about 946 in 2016. Outside of that man is – it's just he had a huge drop-off 2020 and then the year before. So I think they're going to make the play. I think he's going to step it up, and he might not be 1,000 yards because you got Hopkins, but he can be a high, maybe 800, 700 yards. That would be great to see him with at least 800, 900 yards this year. Would be great.
I hope you're right. Tyler Boyd was the guy in Cincinnati.
Boyd.
But the thing, I don't know. What I didn't like to see, because I actually had AJ on my team last year in fantasy football. But
How
I didn't
unfortunate.
it was. What I didn't like is it wasn't a lack of targets. That's what scared me. He didn't seem to be able to separate. Now, maybe that's lingering injuries. Maybe he's a year healthier. But to me, 33, maybe he's lost a step. If he can embrace the role of a second receiver like Fitzgerald has,
yes,
it could be a beautiful thing.
So are we saying that? So I think he has a chance to be a low-end wide receiver too.
Yeah. Yes.
And it's because basically, to put it real nice, is that Hopkins is going to pull coverage and he's going to get one-on-one coverage for the first time in his career probably.
Yeah.
Besides
like you said, he's still big. He's still
you can put. And the thing is, you can put him anywhere. At this point, you can put AJ Green in the slot if you needed to.
And he's a red zone threat because he's got a big body size and has always done a really good job of boxing out.
So wide receiver too, right? Maybe maybe a flex.
I could see, like you were saying, he's probably not getting 1,000 yards, but if he gets 700 with 8 touchdowns,
8 touchdowns
would make a difference. Yeah, that'd be
really
crazy.
good.
Yeah.
And Arizona's offense with Kingsbury,
Cliff Kingsbury, yeah,
they're going to be. I mean,
that's what they do. Yeah,
that's what they do.
I think they have it. He's in a good situation right now. So let's
And we'll just roll that into another guy I really like. It's a much younger guy on the other side of the spectrum. It's Corey Davis going to the New York Jets.
Mm-hmm.
Corey Davis. So every number one pick. That's right. Every number one pick in the first 5 picks in 2017, all of them are with different teams except Myles Garrett.
That's funny.
Only
That's
guy
pretty
left.
crazy.
Yeah. So Davis is somebody I was high on coming out.
So he's coming off a great year.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, the best year of his career, right? The thing that's interesting, not interesting, the thing that's makes you hopeful, and we talked about it a couple episodes ago, that he could break out this year is, last year, 92 catches as a second option. He's going to a New York Jet team that has, what did we say? I think it was 121 vacated receptions.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's still on the low end. But what's really more important than that is that besides the vacated receptions, he automatically becomes the best receiver on the team.
Yep.
So he's going to take some of those other opportunities away from guys. And I think, new coach, new system.
Yeah. New York's
out of
not
there.
going to be a laughing stock like last year with Gase.
Well, or it could be if Juju does come out with the talk.
That's a good
and
point.
Things do go the opposite way. There would I could tell you with what you just said and bringing someone like Juju, I will put money on that there will be a lot of headbutting between the two receivers coming on thinking that you can be the guy. Juju makes the deal knowing that he's going to be the guy.
Yeah.
It might not be too
And
good.
Juju doesn't lack confidence.
No.
But if you're Corey Davis, you're going there to be the guy.
To be the guy.
You want to be the number one.
You want to be. Yep.
What do you think about that if Juju does sign with the Jets? Because that's the rumor.
Yeah.
It's a lot of talk.
I mean, if he does, I feel like it's the same thing as it would be. I think Davis is the more well-rounded receiver. I think he's more of a number one. I think we kind of seen that happen in Pittsburgh. So I think it might help. Because if we look at their roster, at least their depth chart last year, the wide receivers, they had almost no pass catchers.
Well, they had Mims, who was a young guy coming up.
Yeah.
So and that that makes me. So if they were to bring Juju in, they're bringing him in to be more of the slot guy,
which is Mims.
Yeah, that's it. So I don't understand.
Yeah, it's like they're giving up on. First of all, the Jets are having to make a splash. They're the number 2 team in New York by far.
No, what you're saying right now is exactly it. When it really sounds like they're scrambling. It sounds like a scramble.
I like the Davis signing. If they go and get Juju, I mean, it's just.
Well, what I want to know is, are you running out Sam Darnold?
I think. Well, I follow the New York media a lot, and it's still kind of up in the air. But I think they're trying to trade him, and what they're saying is they're drafting a quarterback at 2. So, I mean, I think that's kind of they haven't all the telltale signs. They haven't come out and said that Sam's their quarterback.
Yeah,
they've also their GM has been interviewed and mentioned the money that they're going to have to give him to play next year. These are things he said in public. You don't say that about a guy that you're planning to keep long term. And they've also said they're hearing offers. They're listening to offers.
Yeah,
I shoot that down if that's your guy.
I think you're hearing offers. I think they're open to offers. What I'm trying to look at is what team is going to make a play for Darnold.
Well, there's going to be a few. I mean,
yeah, but even still,
don't you make a play for Mariota first?
Yeah,
you're right. I don't know. I don't think so. No,
I think he's right. I think you're on.
I think Mariota and Darnold. I think Darnold's stock is way higher than Mariota's.
Okay, but even still, it's in conversation. You're exactly right. I
mean,
think
if you're going for Darnold, you're looking at those all those quarterbacks.
I think Darnold is a whole tier above where
but
Mariota
his stock doesn't offer much to teams based off of what. I mean, who
he hasn't looked good.
So who
he hasn't looked good, but let's keep in mind that the coach of that team is probably the worst coach in the NFL for the last 3 years.
But also, I give you that, and he might not have the weapons. I got you.
So
I hear you. So with that being
NFL
said,
circle, let me finish my point, Delano.
Yeah, okay? Delano.
So my point is that in NFL, what GMs say. They believe in a lot of GMs still believe that he has the talent to thrive in the league.
Fair.
The Jets, the reason they have their hand forced to move him is because the fans they're done with him. They were done with Adam Gase.
Listen, because they don't have.
Darnold.
Listen, they're going to be done with Darnold. Look,
reason the quarterback market's not moving.
There's some Giants fans
for Watson, Wilson to fall.
There's some Giants fans that are done with Daniel Jones.
Well, there's Giants fans that were done with him 5 games.
Here's why, and I'm just going to tell you why.
They were done with Eli,
he's not bringing the attention, right? They're not bringing the attention of a Tom Brady or a Patrick Mahomes or a Drew Brees post-retirement. Or if you're not bringing that, you're going to want to dump your quarterback immediately.
Okay. So just update the Jets just signed Keelan Cole to a 1-year, $5.5 million.
He's not going
there officially.
Yeah, so they're going to probably run out Mims.
That makes a lot more sense.
It'd be easier for them. It makes more sense.
Well, Dino, I hate to say it, but then where does Juju go?
He's
not getting the money. He's not getting the money.
This is one of the things that's going on. There's There's not enough money for these guys, and these teams also know that there's a lot of wideouts coming in the draft.
You may as well
too.
wait.
Yeah,
you may as well wait. Or else maybe the Giants will sign Juju and throw.
I don't
think so. They'd bring it. That's like bringing on another Odell to an extent.
No,
to an
but
extent.
a less talented Odell.
I think you have a guy.
still.
I think you have a guy Shepard that's close enough to what Juju does. He's going to be about probably a little less than half what you're going to have to give Juju.
Shepard actually gets it done. He's a ball. He's a hard worker. He's a grinder.
A little less talented, is all I said.
Then Juju?
Yeah.
I wouldn't even say that.
I
think so.
I
wouldn't even say that.
Juju has lived a long time. Now, I will say he got a lot of receptions last year, but to me, he's a second receiver.
Well, for sure. We already have that. So.
I wish Shepard was a lot more careful with his body. I think that's how much of a go-getter he is. Like, I don't think he's under Juju by much.
I think he is. Well, not by much. I'm saying, the thing with Shepard is he doesn't have blazing speed and he's undersized. So he's reliable and he runs good routes and he catches the ball. So that's great. He's a slot receiver. I'm saying with him and Juju's a little bit better, but he's not $9 million better. So why would you bring him in if you have Shepard already under contract?
Hey,
that's all I'm saying. I'm with you.
Hey, bring the Thunder.
I'm just saying, Juju is a little bit overrated. I think everybody knows that at this point. So who's next?
I'll go next because we're going to talk about, first of all, the Patriots. It's clear that Belichick doesn't like to lose.
Oh, no, not at all.
It's pretty clear. I was surprised by the Cam move, honestly, re-signing Cam. I get now why they did it when you look at everything else they've done. First of all, they have gotten better at their offensive line, for sure. They're throwing money at a bunch of people. But what I want to talk about is two players, really, that are one player, and it's Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry. So they signed two tight ends. In my opinion, they really paid both of them handsomely, and there's a lot of guaranteed money in both deals. I know you were talking about the average, but Jonnu immediately became the second highest paid tight end with guaranteed money. And this is for a guy, I think Belichick is feeling like we run it back with Cam, right? We reunite Gronk and Hernandez.
Yep.
Except for they're calling them Jonnu and Henry.
Mm-hmm. And one of them isn't a murderer, yeah.
Well, I was going to ask you which one is going to be the murderer because, hey,
out of the two,
it didn't run that well. I think Hunter Henry's got that.
Yeah, that's
I'll kill
funny.
something.
He looks that crazy face.
Yeah, a little crazy. But anyways.
Why are y'all speaking this into these people's lives? Stop it.
I think he's running out like, two tight ends. And I think he's feeling, okay, if Cam can either throw the ball short to his two tight ends, I think they're going to run a lot of two tight end sets, or he can run, which is proved to work last year. Running proved to work. The thing I can't get, and I know that's going to lead into one of your guys, is you got Hunter Henry, who last year had 60 receptions, 613 yards, 4 touchdowns. Jonnu had 41 receptions, 500 yards, 8 touchdowns.
Yep.
These are guys that are used to getting the ball. Jonnu is a better blocker than Henry,
right.
But neither one is truly a blocking tight end. So if you feel that way, if you put all this money into it, then why on earth would you take Kendrick Bourne, give him a contract, and your guy, Nelson Aguilar?
You want me to answer that now? Because I'll just start talking about Aguilar.
Yeah.
All right, so I look at it like, first to address the Cam thing. I think with Cam, I told you I watched he had like an hour-long interview, and he was talking about how complex Belichick's system was.
Right.
And coming in the offseason with no OTAs, he said it was tough to pick it up, but he said after the COVID thing, he was behind the rest of the year. He said he was even in the huddle sometimes where he was asking the receiver which route they were running when he was calling a play.
Right.
Because he was just behind. He equated it to when you miss time at school and you had to catch up on work, and he just was never able to catch up.
I don't think he was ever the best student.
That's fine. I'm saying, listen, I followed Cam's career for a while because I started following his YouTube, and I don't know. I know what his perception is.
You like the way he dresses.
No, I don't. I actually didn't like him until I started following because I hated the way his press conferences.
Yeah,
but I started following his channel. In the off season, he's inviting all the skill players out. He pays for a camp for them. They're working out together. So he has leadership qualities. Bill Belichick believed in him last year. He spoke him up.
He does.
So I think there's a chance for a bounce back. What I'll say about what you said is, they got those two tight ends. They came and they bought into the Patriot way. Right. They know they're going to take a step back as far as production. Okay, especially for Henry, who was the more productive one, and knew John, who had already signed.
Yeah.
So he comes in knowing what's going on.
But he was given 85 million reasons to sign.
That's fine. I'm just saying, but I'm sure that power structure they have told him what his role was going to be as well.
Yeah.
They're not having a guy in and not telling him what exactly they want him to be and do.
Well, and I think Hunter Henry is a good tight end. I think Jonnu is physically
better, more superior.
Yeah, he's the new tight end. He's got the look, the speed, the strength,
the size.
What are you talking about here, Rocky?
Yeah, white guy here.
Yeah, okay.
I can't say. Look. I just got to look ahead and not say anything.
Right. Anyway,
no, but what I'm saying is he is a more physical specimen for sure.
But what they had last year, they had a bunch of nothing.
They did.
So now you have two tight ends that he will run a lot of two tight end sets to threaten the middle of the field. And then you get a top, and we're going to talk about Aguilar. I mean, the guy is a big play guy. Do you know the Patriots last year, their longest play from scrimmage was 50 yards? All right? And then you got a guy, you bring a guy in.
Dameon, right? The running back.
No, Dameon had a 41-yard.
41.
But 50-yard was the longest pass play, 41 yards, the longest rush play, right? Aguilar comes in averaging 18.7 yards per catch.
Yeah, no, Aguilar
8 touchdowns. He's a big play.
He is.
Mark, you got to get in on this.
In every season, if you look at Aguilar, he has flashed real potential.
Yeah, so now you got a guy to stretch the field. You got Kendrick Bourne to play under.
And I think Kendrick Bourne is another one.
Of the field.
I think Kendrick Bourne is another. Like, people are knocking the Patriots, and I'll knock some of their signings. Mm-hmm. They were stupid, some of them. And I think they drastically overpaid.
On the defensive end, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. And even on some of the linemen. But I like this receiving core. Bourne is another underrated receiver who, when you look at what he grades out, he's strong.
They still need to draft a receiver, though.
I don't think so.
I think they still will draft a number or try to draft a.
You would have to.
They had a couple guys last year that flashed.
Yeah, but you're not. Yeah,
that's fine. But they're
Nikhil.
You're 1 and 2 are already set.
Yeah, that's true.
And they drafted Nikhil 2 years ago.
Yeah, Nikhil Harry.
They had Demarius Bird.
Yes, they had
who
Bird.
flashed a few games. Yeah. They have guys to fill in that third role. You got your 1 and your 2. Aguilar's your 1. Aguilar, I don't know if you realize, but Aguilar last year.
Right. No, you don't even have to explain that, but you're right.
900 yards, 8 touchdowns.
Yeah, no, you're right.
He's a big play guy. And then as far as your second guy, your possession, he only had 48 catches, but that's because they want him to stretch the field. Yeah. And that's why you signed 2 tight ends. They're going to be their receivers. Mm-hmm. Same way Gonzalez, like you said, and Gronk.
Well, they're setting up a defense, I hate to say it, similar to Stefanski and Cleveland, what he envisioned, where they had 3 catching tight ends, the Browns, and they ran a lot of those 2 tight end sets with 2 good receivers. So you're not going to see a lot of 3 wide receiver sets next year. But I think it sets up well for Cam. You've got a stretcher. You've got Bourne, who catches everything thrown to him. 2 solid tight ends. And Cam can run.
Cam can run now because now you got the safety out of the box.
Out the arm.
And they already had a good running back.
Yeah.
I'm blanking on his name, but
you just said it like a minute
Damian
ago.
Hill. It wasn't Hill.
Damian Williams? No, that's the guy that got released.
Yeah. He's actually on my fantasy team.
And they got Sony Michel still there. Right?
Yeah, Sony Michel's okay, but to me, I really like how their offense is beginning to look.
Yeah,
I think they were a little bit desperate in some of their offensive line signings, but who knows? The guy's won a bunch of Super Bowls. He might be bright.
You probably should listen to him.
Yeah,
once in a while.
Once in a while, which is a great segue into my guy.
Who's your guy?
You know what I'm saying? I think it's one of the best signings of this NFL season. And we're going to go with off-season. We're there.
I'm here to help you out.
We're there. He's here to help me out. Emmanuel Sanders going to the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
No, that's a move. That's a move.
You like that?
Well, I like it a lot because I think the Buffalo Bills coming out of nowhere, having the playmakers, having the weapons. I like it up until we realize that Diggs is not going to get his quote unquote 14. What did he get last year? Yards.
Like 15.
15,
pretty good.
high 14. Yeah. So I don't think that's going to happen anymore. We got to look at Emmanuel Sanders. He's hitting about 700 yards last year.
Yeah.
You got to understand that's going to help Diggs, but at the same time it's going to hurt Diggs.
Yeah.
But overall it's going to help the team make better plays. There's a lot of missing pieces that, the Bills still need, but for that, we were looking at Diggs the entire season. Yes or no?
Fair. Yeah. I'll make, just to make the argument, I'll argue that maybe fantasy-wise it can help him as far as his average yards per target, because there was a lot of volume with Diggs last year.
Yeah.
But his yards per catch was down.
Yep. You're right.
And I think if Sanders is effective, we'll see if he's the same player. Then, it allows Diggs to maybe get downfield a little bit more, maybe less receptions, but more yardage, which, I mean, it does hurt a little bit, but you might score more time. It could go either way, but there's an argument for it the other way, but I would imagine that would hurt him a little bit more than John Brown being on the field.
Yeah. I think we got to talk about, you can't bring up the Bills and not talk about the quarterback controversy now with Mitch Trubisky and Josh Allen. I mean, listen, you don't bring in Trubisky. You don't bring in the biscuit unless he's going to start. I'm just saying.
I don't even understand why you would do that. It doesn't make any sense. Maybe,
it's a backup.
Yeah, but how does that make them better?
Make who better?
Buffalo.
Who was their backup last year?
I don't know, but there's better back. If you want a pure backup in case Allen gets hurt a little bit,
I feel like Trubisky's always been that position.
I think he's
some
that
quarterbacks
mold,
come into that and they are just backup quarterbacks.
I think Trubisky is that mold of Josh Allen.
Mark were here, he'd smack you both.
No.
And then he would remind you.
No, Mark would say something, and then if I said something to Mark,
the best Mark,
then he'd defend Trubisky because he's a homer.
Trubisky has a tendency to look down his receivers.
He sure does.
I think I honestly think you make a case for Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
Backup.
Yeah.
I think you make a case for Alex Smith.
Yeah.
No.
I don't
As
think
a backup or
I
a
think
starter?
Smith is done.
Yeah.
You think
The guy
so?
was limping around. I mean, and he got hurt again.
He should be done.
He should be done.
And I think with his injury, playing after with an injury like that, he should go out on that
he's
note.
done, yeah.
we
I
should
think-
just
What does he need?
To
He's got
give
all
it-
the money.
The only thing I can think of with Trubisky is that before this year, Allen was kind of Trubisky-ish. He doesn't stare down the receiver. He wasn't very accurate.
Another
he got out of
signing.
the pocket and made plays. I think Trubisky, if they in a pinch, he's a guy that plays more like Allen than a guy. I think the way their offense is run, he can make plays. He's athletic. I mean, they did win their division 2 years ago. They were like a 1 or 2 seed, and he was playing well with Nagy, right? I'm not saying I don't think he's a great quarterback by any stretch of the imagination.
No, yeah.
But I think in a system where a quarterback, I'm saying Allen was that guy with a strong arm. He would create. He wasn't very accurate, and he'd make plays. I think Trubisky could take one half of the field, run and throw on the run, and
that's
it's
fair.
probably
You're
better
right.
than a
That's a good point. He is
better than a Mike Glennon, which Mike Glennon for the Giants makes sense because Jones is more of a pocket passer,
similar,
right?
yeah.
So I mean, he could run way better than Glennon, but he's a pocket passer.
Juju Smith to the Giants.
I was gonna murder you.
Troy Hill, cornerback Troy Hill, signs a 4-year, $24 million deal with the Browns.
Oh, that's a nice. Yeah.
So the Browns have rated the Rams DBs.
for
nice.
sure rated them.
Which is good. What do you think, when we're talking about any moves that have really surprised you other than the ones that we talked about? Because I'll tell you one that shocked me. Mm-hmm. I was okay with Dalton coming in to compete with
that's
Trubisky.
so funny. That's so funny.
I was okay with that. Is Chicago saying Dalton is a starter?
Yeah,
because I think he's 4 years removed from being a great starter, maybe 3. I don't think he makes them better, and I don't know what their plan is.
Better than Trubisky?
Yeah,
I think he does.
I think So
he
do
didn't
I.
look great with Dallas, and he had a lot
He
more.
got
But
better
he
as
kept
the
him in
season
there. He kept him in.
But he had a lot more.
To be
weapons.
fair, he was thrust into the role. Why are you touching my toe, bro?
Bro, I just stressed out.
You like my hat?
He said thrust,
real quick.
and he started touching you.
So he got thrust into the starting role in the middle of the game. You know, he didn't think he was going to play this year. You know, with Dak in front of him. And he got better as the year went on. I just think, the reason why I say I think he's better, I think Trubisky's more athletic and stuff like that. But we've seen Dalton have much better years than Trubisky ever had.
Okay.
All right?
That's true.
And he had 1 year that, I mean, you could argue that he was close to a top-tier quarterback.
No, there were years, and you think about
He's
it.
consistent, more
He was
consistent than
consistent.
Trubisky. That's what I'm saying.
I just think for the Bears, you got Allen Robinson who's saying he's not signing the franchise tag.
Yeah.
He's saying he's going to sit out. He wants to be traded, unhappy. You had a chance to win him over. You win him over with the Russell Wilson trade
they tried.
or Deshaun
Did you
Watson.
see the offer they made?
It wasn't enough. It's not enough.
Yeah, I heard they
Broke the bank.
They offered Soldier Field.
nobody wants that.
No.
It's pretty run down. So
That's true.
I did hear that Carolina
Yeah.
offered the Texans CMC and 3 number 1 picks.
Yeah, I would do that too. Why wouldn't you do that? I just think that's who else are you going to get?
Boy, running backs are really devalued in this league.
At this point.
Well, no, I think so, yeah, but CMC is the cream of the crop, but Deshaun Watson is Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, I mean,
I guess what? You're not winning with Teddy Bridgewater and
yeah,
CMC.
but what does Deshaun Watson want?
Well, where's Deshaun Watson played? Are we kidding?
No, I'm just saying.
What if the Texans ever won?
That's my point. He's been quarterback. I mean,
Well,
like
for
I'll
4
give
years, and then
I'll give you to me,
Like
Aaron
Baker
Rodgers.
He's no Patrick. He's no
Aaron
Patrick
Rodgers
Mahomes.
has proved to me he's a game changer. Russell Wilson
Has he?
Yeah, Russell Wilson has proved to me he's a game changer.
But see, your argument that you're making now is kind of like counterintuitive. It's like, why is Rodgers a game changer? He won 1 Super Bowl.
He's won 1 Super Bowl, but he's elevated marginal talent his entire
Like who?
career. Everybody
I
they've
see what
ever
he's
put out
saying,
there.
yeah.
Come on.
Well, think about it. He's
finally had a
hold on. He
Now.
says this. Hold on. I can say this.
Donald Driver.
What he's saying makes sense. When he makes sense,
Greg Jennings,
no,
Jordy
stop.
Nelson.
It makes sense.
They're
it makes
okay.
sense. We still put Aaron Rodgers at an elite quarterback status,
Well, he is.
even though he's won
That's
one
right.
Super
But
Bowl.
Russell Wilson has only won 1 too. But he's a game
mostly
changer.
the defense.
But yeah,
Yeah,
you're
but
right.
you gotta be able to capitalize
He
on
also
that,
threw an
though.
interception on the goal line in the Super Bowl. I mean, nobody talks about that, but he
no,
did that.
people talk about it.
Oh no! But if it was Eli Manning, we'd be talking about it every time we
'Cause
brought him
Eli
up.
Manning's a
Okay, because
smart-
Eli Manning won 2 Super Bowls, by the way,
Ooh.
and carried the team. Yeah.
Ooh, somebody's
Let's not
speaking
do that.
bold
Wait, so
truth.
you're saying that Eli is a game changer?
Oh, he's not.
No,
That's insane that you think that.
he's
Yeah, I think he's a game
You
changer.
know what I
Wait,
think?
hold on.
He
You
comes
want to get
back-
into this argument right now? Because
Yeah.
I'll
No.
No.
roast you right
I
now.
don't want to get into it, but what
'Cause
I want to
I
say
have
is
numbers, but go ahead.
every once in a while a blind squirrel
No.
finds a nut.
Twice?
And he found it twice.
Against
That's
Bill
it.
Belichick and Tom Brady. Okay,
That's
all right.
That's
Hey.
true. That's hey man, he's
I mean,
His weakness is Eli Manning.
it's not a weakness. It's just
I see
it's
you're
crazy.
getting a little, you're stirred.
I mean,
right
we
now.
talk about Russell Wilson like he's the second coming, and he threw an interception on the goal line in the Super Bowl. That's
Yeah.
what he did.
Yeah,
that's what he did in
He
one
also won
time.
too, right?
He won 1. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
But 1-1.
Well, you're saying that he's proven himself. He's a game. What did he change?
He's a game
Since
changer.
that defense, since he got his contract, and that defense has been dismantled. What have they done? They haven't gotten out of
They
the
had
first round.
double-digit wins last year,
And
and
we
he
got out
had
of the
no
first round.
line. The guy's running for his life. Sacked more.
Uh-huh.
At least Eli had a decent line.
No, we never. We've
First
never
Super
never
Bowl he
had a
did.
good line.
First Super Bowl he did.
That's about it.
No, the first Super Bowl they had one of the best lines in the league.
Okay,
That's
so,
fair. The second Super Bowl they did not. They had the worst rushing attack in the league. Rocky,
I get it.
you
I
do?
get it.
No, he only gets it when we're talking about the Browns.
No,
That's bullshit.
The Browns, they've been pathetic for 30-something
No, but
years.
Baker Mayfield last year, he's all that in
He's
a bag
okay.
of chips.
No.
Oh, all right.
No, did I listen?
Listen,
I did not defend Baker until the very end of the season, where I said, "Hey, you got to look at him and say he's a competent starter, a QB 10, like outside the top 10."
that's fair.
Because I'm not rose-colored glasses for my.
I'm not
team.
rose-colored glasses. I'm saying I gotta. Do you want to win or do you want to pat the stats?
I just think Deshaun Watson. You talk about hype. Now, is Deshaun a talented quarterback? Yes. Does he have every trait? Yes.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him win something.
That's fair, but who have they put around him besides DeAndre Hopkins? Besides him,
Hopkins,
it's one guy.
They've had decent running backs. They have a decent line.
Who's the decent running back?
They had I think Carlos Hyde. I think Duke.
Oh my God, that was the 4th team he was on. You're just saying that because he went to Ohio State.
No, that's part of it.
Hold on, the
Ohio first.
I don't ever put the D in front of it. I put it.
Well, it's because you're illiterate.
Because I might. Oh no, I'm gonna have to pull an old school on y'all.
Okay, so who else besides Andy Dalton surprised you?
Oh yeah, that's what we were talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know that I was really surprised. I mean, the Fitzpatrick signing surprised me a little bit, being that they gave Heineke money.
Yeah.
A couple weeks earlier, and they had Kyle Allen on the roster. But to me, it says something that they went out and got him. I mean, like he was saying, they don't get out. I think they got him. He's going to compete. But we
just lost another member here.
What happened, my man?
You didn't even drink.
Oh,
you only had like 2 ounces. That's some weight loss.
No, he was drinking. He was swimming. Sorry, I got heated. But yeah, I think the Fitzpatrick signing was a little.
So who do you think's gotten better?
Patriots, I think, have had the best offseason so far. I think the Browns have gotten better. I think
I like the Johnson signing.
Washington has gotten better.
I like the Washington.
I'm waiting to see what Indy's going to do.
Well, and I think we can't tell. We've only got, first of all, free agency is only half over, and secondly, the second part is a draft, and then there's a post draft where there's more camp cuts and all that.
And then you got undrafted guys that get brought in. Yeah,
right. Yeah,
I like what the Giants did. You know, you like Rudolph. I like what the Giants have done.
That's the only thing I didn't like is Rudolph.
The bow on to me, the bow on it is going to be the thing about Rudolph. He's still an offensive tight end, and I think it's insurance 2 ways. That they're going to let it play because they have Ingram is a guy that's like Pitts. He's the athletic. You're going to hope it pans out this year, and if it doesn't, you have somebody behind them, and then you lose him next year, and you have Rudolph on the roster for next year. You kind of have something, a fail-safe for it. So whatever. We'll see how it works out. But
you think Ingram drops one too many passes, that guy's done.
I think if in crucial situation, I mean, his lowlights last year were pretty bad. Yeah. I could say he probably lost 2 games on his own. But, we'll see what happens because he has a lot of talent. So, I mean, to me, him and Njoku, why would you bring Njoku in if you already have Evan Ingram on the roster? See how it plays out.
I just like the athleticism. And I think Ingram, they're not going to re-sign Ingram, I don't think.
Well, I think that's what we're waiting to see because if they weren't for sure, they would have not taken his 5th-year option. So they kept him on the roster for a reason to see, probably giving him one more shot at it.
What do you think about Will Fuller to the Dolphins?
Who's the quarterback?
That's my fear. Like they're doing all these moves, and they let Fitz walk, who I think actually can get a ball to a receiver.
Maybe they believe in Tua, but maybe they don't. I don't know.
They must.
Or I know they're in play for Wilson, or they were. Who knows what's going on? There's so much stuff that hasn't been settled yet. But I mean, I think with the Giants, I think the big thing is, do they get? I mean, even if they don't get Galladay tomorrow, they're going to draft a guy. It's going to be one of the big guys, probably. Do they trade up to get him? I don't know what they do, but they're going to get one of those guys. But I think they get Galladay. I love what they did. I love Booker. I mean, I love that as a depth signing. You have Deion Lewis now as your third back. Booker, who's
well, I don't think you're as. I mean, I think you want Saquon to come back. But you're not as worried.
You're not as pressed, because Gallman. I love Gallman how he runs, but he's not.
So that's the only thing I don't like. If Saquon comes back and looks like Saquon, and now you got Gallman, and now you got Booker.
Gallman's gone.
Gallman's gone.
Yeah,
where's he at?
He hasn't been signed.
He's a free agent.
Yeah,
I did not realize that.
Yeah.
Boy, I would not let that guy go.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't. I mean,
I think
I liked him, but I mean, we've seen a lot of guys do what he's done. I mean,
I don't know, man. Gallman looked to me.
He's a scrappy player, but he's not. I think Booker's a better player than him.
We knew when they signed Devontae.
I like Booker a lot. What I saw out of Gallman last year, it seemed like more than just a scrappy player to me.
I don't think so.
No, I mean, you know more. You watch more.
Oh, I loved him. I'm saying, but I think.
So where's Gallman going to end up?
I don't know. He'll catch on somewhere. He had a good year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what else is going on?
I don't know, man. This is a crazy offseason. The salary cap is really confusing.
Making things crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that there's going to be, I honestly feel like there's going to be a lot of players
Available, yeah.
that thought they were going to get something like, and I think we already saw the first domino. The Browns, they signed Rashard Higgins. First of all, they done everything to this. Like, for him, it's better to be somewhere else. I'm going to be honest with you. He's the third receiver with Odell and Jarvis in a team that rarely throws out 3 wide receiver sets. He had a good year last year because Odell got hurt.
You think there's a chance they move Odell?
I do not think there's a chance right now. I think the market's a little bit low. I think they're going to let him play next year, and maybe halfway through, if he's killing it, they might make a play. But I think they're pretty happy. I think they're going to get both Jarvis and Odell to restructure their contracts.
Yeah.
And I think that they're going to play around, and I'll say this. They never have really had an off season with Odell and Baker yet.
Right.
They had a COVID one last year, the year before Odell was hurt.
Yeah.
So, and I don't think there's nothing that looks Odell, I think, had one of the top 5 plays from line of scrimmage last year in the entire NFL.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the run
Against
in Dallas. Yeah. He is still, there's nothing that makes me feel like he has lost a step.
He's a hard worker, too. So
Yeah. So I'd like to see, because I think the Browns, their defense has appreciably gotten better already. They'll get better even more so with some of their other pickups and their draft. And I don't know, their offense has got to get even better next year, a second year into the program.
Yeah.
I agree. But they suck.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You going to do it?
Are they playing the Giants next year?
No,
they played this year.
last year, yeah. And
Who
we
won the
didn't
game?
go.
Oh, man.
Who was it?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Hey, you should remember. I got it taped.
Don't do that.
I got a TiVo if you want to
What
come
week
watch
was
it.
that?
It was later.
It was later in the season.
Colt McCoy? Okay.
Yeah, Colt.
Oh, yeah.
Danny Dimes.
Anyway.
Not
Danny Dimes, he ain't no Eli Manning. Know what I'm saying?
No, he's not.
I think did he not play that game?
No,
I think we thought he wasn't going to play, but
No, he didn't play. It was Colt
Are you
McCoy.
thinking about
Colt,
the game after.
And
game after.
Colt, he's a competent
he's a good
quarterback,
backup, yeah.
Yeah.
So anything else we got to this week? Or we what's next week? Mark's back next week. We got an addition
hope
to our crew coming next.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, we got a young lady coming to do some camera work for us.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we'll introduce her, and she'll, I'm sure, be
Thrilled
part of the show.
with the team that she has. She's coming to work. Yeah, work with.
Yeah, we can't offer her any adult beverages.
No?
I don't think.
No.
Mark, what do you think about that?
Oh, Mark.
Heard that. Wow, he's keeping it
is
nice and short.
The flow
this
here,
week.
and I want to point out we're at an hour and 3 minutes.
I mean, that's
Sounds about right.
30 minutes.
about right.
We'll give
I mean,
you
we're
30
searching
minutes.
for things to talk about at this point. I mean,
Yeah. Well, Delano, tell the folks how to get a hold of us, how to watch us, how to see us.
Well, first of all, don't talk to Mark. All right? Because if you talk to Mark, he's going to tell you to hit the subscribe button 2 times.
Yeah.
You're only going to want to hit that 1 time.
One time, please.
So with that being said, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. You can find us at any platform that you actually listen to, any of your podcasts. You can find us on YouTube if you want to watch the show. You know, it's better to watch than to just
doesn't wanna
listen,
watch?
right? Who doesn't want to watch this?
Yeah, look at
We
these
got some
mugs.
ultimate stuff. Hey, here's the thing. As soon as the season starts, we're going to start having this roulette table on here constantly.
Yeah,
You know,
it's gonna be the
with that,
bet.
you know what we have to drink. All the things that you don't want to drink.
No,
that
I
stuff.
got a couple more to add. So
Some new stuff.
Yeah, we got
if
to
you
brainstorm.
If you think tuna fish oil, you know what I mean, cod liver oil,
you like that too
pickle
much.
juice. Pickle juice was fine, you know what I mean, because we got the. Anyways, make sure you guys subscribe. Thank you guys for tuning in next week. We got some more content coming up with this free agency and see how we're going to look coming up for this upcoming NFL draft. Holla at us.
They say I'm crazy.